driving me crazy. There's one stupid shenanigan that's keeping me from finishing this. No matter what I do, the stupid forks keep becoming so stiff like my dick that I can't even turn it anymore. I tried putting a washer under here, and yeah, I tried putting 2 washers under there, one here, that didn't make any difference. So then I tried putting another washer under there, and then I tried putting another washer there and there. 4 fucking washers. I started out with 2 washers, didn't make any difference. I put 4, both on each side, still isn't making a difference. Every time I tighten this, it won't even budge anymore. I can't turn this at all. This is ridiculous. These other forks that I took off, these other forks I took off didn't even have any washers on it, so this doesn't make any damn sense. It's so delusional. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, am I supposed to just leave this looser or something? Or what the hell is the problem? It's like, this is the first time putting these custom forks on here. I don't know why I can't turn this anymore when I tighten the damn thing. It's like, obviously this is supposed to be tight, otherwise the nut will just vibrate off. And then the stupid shaft bolt will just be like bouncing around, and that'll probably fly out, and the whole fork will, whole damn front fork thing will just like fuck itself and I'll crash. Oh, so frustrating. Otherwise this is already done and pretty much ready for a test ride, damn it. Oh. But I guess in other news, I'm putting more performance mods on it, finally. Something I should have done a long time ago. I already put a straight pipe on it, and the reason why I've been taking so long is because 1, I just haven't felt like it, and 2, I've been trying to find one of these straight pipes that goes underneath the seat and straight out the back. Because there's a lot of pipes that stick outward like this, and I don't feel like burning my leg on it, and it just gets in the way and it's annoying. But I finally found a straight pipe that doesn't stick out at all. It just goes straight out the back of the bike. Just like so. And just putting this on, I haven't put the rest of the performance mods on the motor yet. I just put exhaust on here, but just from the exhaust alone, it really is really loud. It's given it a little bit more of a kick. Like now, I notice it's not a huge difference, but it's still noticeable. Like now, I feel like with this new pipe on here, the bike wants to go more than it usually does. Like it takes off a little bit smoother, and it also just feels like it wants to take off a lot faster. Like there's a teeny little bit of extra torque, and it just has a smoother, quicker takeoff. But again, it's like very little, but it's still noticeable. But yeah, there's literally always stupid shenanigans, just stupid little crap like this that makes no damn sense, where I'm trying to just tighten this like I'm normally supposed to, and I can't turn the damn forks anymore. So basically I have no steering because it won't turn. It just doesn't make any sense. I'll probably figure it out tomorrow, but I was hoping to get this finished tonight because this was literally like a 5-minute thing and this was gonna be done already. But I don't know what the hell this problem is, so I'll just have to make another video tomorrow whenever I figure out what the hell is wrong with these stupid forks. Forks. Okay, never mind. We're actually going to continue this video instead of making a follow-up tomorrow because I figured out what was wrong with it. Basically, what was wrong with it is I'm fucking retarded. But the good part is I fixed my fuck up. And now, it works. So back to the sped up collaboration. Let's work on this at hyperspeed. Forks, fat bitches. It is completed. So, I'm about half done with all these mods so far. The only thing that's left is to put on the custom air filter, because this one sucks. Down here is the carburetor. Fucking carb bowl down here. So basically gotta take this bowl out right here and hope I don't get gas all over my ass. Ah! And then take the jet out and then put a custom bigger jet in here to basically allow more fuel. Because that's essentially what this stage 1 kit that I'm doing, that's the whole purpose of it. A pretty simple and straightforward thing. I mean, if you know how to work on this kind of shit, it's simple and straightforward. But basically it consists of a performance exhaust, performance air filter, jet, custom jet to compensate for the extra fuel flow. So it allows more fuel and airflow in and out of the whole entire motor. So gotta do the custom air filter next, which I'll probably do tomorrow. I mean, that's only gonna take like probably 10 minutes or probably closer to an hour for me because I'm a fucking idiot. And then I'll do the jet, take this stupid thing apart, take the old piece of shit jet out and probably flush it down the toilet, put the new custom jet in there. And what the hell else was there to do? Oh, there's one more thing that I have to do. But this, I mean, technically I don't have to, because the governor is still intact in this motor. So, but I also have 18-pound valve springs, and I would basically have to take this cover off right here, just 4 bolts holding this on, take this off, and then the valve springs are inside right here. So I basically would have to take a couple nuts off on this side and this side, and then I would take off 2 pieces, 1 piece on here and 1 piece off here, take those off, and then the valve springs would be right here and here. I would just remove the valve springs. I think they're like half of the pressure that the custom ones are, because mine, the ones that I got, the aftermarket ones, are 18 pounds. I'm assuming these are like probably 6 to 8 pounds. They're bullshit. So if you want to get really high RPMs and you don't want the valves to be basically floating and you're going to just probably blow up your motor, you should definitely get much more durable valve springs, at least 18 pounds. And that's why I got 18 pounds, because that's like probably the minimum that you should have when you're planning on, you know, racing this thing and just pushing it to its limit. And that's what I'm eventually going to do after I finish the rest of these mods. And then that's pretty much it. You just take the old springs out that are here and here underneath the cover. You put the new ones in, and then you bolt the pieces back on. You put the cover back on, and that's about it. Luckily, I got the non-Hemi of this motor, because it is a lot easier to swap out the valve springs on the non-Hemi motor. The Hemi motor is a bitch, because basically it's designed a little bit differently. With the Hemi motor, when you take this plate off, there's like a big opening on the bottom down here. And you pretty much got to stuff a bunch of like a plastic bag or like a bunch of like something down in there, because you have to pop off these little clips that's holding it on, because it has a different setup. And there's a chance that if the clip pops off and you don't grab it, and it'll fall down in the hole and it'll just be stuck in there. And then it's like, well, how are you supposed to get that out? Take the whole motor apart, or just lift the bike upside down and shake it around till it falls out? I mean, it's just such a pain in the ass. So I prefer the non-Hemi motors. They're just easier to work on. I like them better. But eventually, I don't know if they're gonna stop making the non-Hemi motors, because more and more people seem to have the Hemi motors. And when I got the Predator motors, you know, I got this motor like almost a year ago. So I got the non-Hemi, and basically the only real difference, the biggest difference to tell if it's a Hemi or a non-Hemi, is this is non-Hemi, and you can tell by the plate cover. This plate cover for the non-Hemi is typically a slightly different shape, and it's very shiny. It looks like a very shiny silver, if you can see right there. The Hemi version is a little bit, it looks a tiny bit bigger and it's more rounded. This is more of like an octagon kind of shape. So it just looks a little bit more rounded, and it's not glossy and shiny looking like this one is. It's more of like a dull gray kind of color. That's the quickest and easiest way to tell between a Hemi and a non-Hemi. So I would recommend, if you can get a non-Hemi of this Predator motor, get the non-Hemi. It's just easier to work on. But other than that, flies are fucking pissing me off. It is springtime, and that means bugs everywhere. I really don't want to deal with it, but whatever. I mean, honestly, that's about it. This thing is loud as hell. Because I guess I could show you the little twist-on muffler. I put it way back there because I really don't care about it. This is basically it. This is another reason why I waited so long to get this performance kit, because not only was I trying to find a pipe that goes in the middle and straight out the back of the bike, but I also wanted to find a muffler that is super easy to put on. This one is just a screw-on type muffler. You just twist it on like this. And there you go, you got a muffler, so you don't have to wake up the whole damn neighborhood. Personally, I don't give a shit. I mean, we live like not too far away from an Air Force base. There's always annoying jets flying right over us and just causing tons of noise pollution. There's always people, driving other motorcycles around all the time and, driving their cars and stomping on the gas and just being loud and obnoxious. People are always lighting off fireworks like almost every other weekend. Like my neighbor is right behind my backyard. They're like almost always lighting off fireworks. And I'm talking about the big, loud fireworks, the ones that are more than likely illegal. So that's why I figure this sounds so much better without this stupid muffler, because with this muffler on, it pretty much sounds like the motor completely stock. Like it sounds like the stock muffler. It's hardly any different. It's quiet. It sounds kind of pathetic. But I figure the only time I would use this muffler, because I've already test driven this with and without the muffler, it is a huge difference. The only reason I would use this muffler is, if I happen to be riding around late at night, if it's past like 10 p.m. or something like that, and then, yeah, sure, people would probably start calling the cops because that'd be considered noise pollution. You're supposed to shut the fuck up after 10 p.m. So if I were to be going out late at night, this is the only time I would probably use this muffler. Otherwise, like, just believe me when I say this, it sounds like a beast. This sounds like a chopper, like flat out. Like, it just sounds insane. It's super crazy loud. Like, it just makes you want to go deaf. But it's not like noisy and obnoxious. It sounds mean. It sounds sexy. It's beefy. It's all of those things. I'll be sure to make more videos on this, just basically showing you this bike after I'm completely done with it. You get to hear what this beast sounds like. I've already made like 1 or 2 videos, I think, but I want to make a real video, just basically dedicated to letting you hear what this sounds like, because it sounds so amazing. Until then, I'm gonna go to sleep so I can wake up the next day, probably do a little bit of fletching on RuneScape as usual. I'm only gonna do a little bit of fletching because I'm getting so burned out on that dumbass game and it's pointless. But I'll still do a little bit of fletching because I'm getting close to 200 mil. And then after that, I'll probably fletch for like maybe a couple hours and then I will mess around with the bike again. I'll make a bunch more videos of the bike and its beastiness. Stay tuned. See ya.